Welcome to the Ciena Solutions Challenge student panel discussion featuring student teams from India, Indonesia, and the Philippines. My name is Carissa Bowen, and I'll be your moderator for today's session. We will be hearing, like I said, from our teams, from our student teams from India, Indonesia, and the Philippines. Today's panel is being recorded and attendees are muted upon entry. As an attendee, you should see the toolbar at the bottom of your screen. You can use the Q&A button to submit any questions to our panelists. You can chat in the chat box for any general comments. And note that your video and audio are turned off by default. You can also click on the closed captions or live transcript button to view those closed captions, which may include translation options, depending on your settings. So here's our agenda that describes some of our time today. We would love to know who is in the room. So in the chat box, if you could share your name, where you're located, and what are you currently celebrating? This could be professionally, this could be personally. Maybe you're celebrating a special event, maybe you're celebrating a special time in your life. So we'd love to know what everybody is celebrating in the chat box. And please be sure to add your name and where you're located. The YouthMADE Festival is an inclusive celebration where we are showcasing youth creators and change makers from all over the world. So we'll be hearing from our panelists who will be sharing their presentations that were submitted to the Ciena Solutions Challenge. We'll be engaging in some discussion. We'll have audience Q&A and some closing remarks. So, since launching the Ciena Solutions Challenge in 2021, which feels like such a long time ago, but the time moves by so quickly, more than 1,200 educators from schools and youth organizations across 103 countries have engaged with the Ciena Solutions Challenge in some way. If this is your first time hearing about the challenge, the Ciena Solutions Challenge is a global design challenge by Digital Promise and Ciena that invites middle and high school students to globally use the challenge-based learning framework to design solutions that address the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals within their own communities. And so like I said, we've been running this challenge for the last 5 years, and we're really excited and thrilled to be able to celebrate these amazing students and their work. We were able to award 62 teams from 23 countries, including another 42 additional teams that received funding to sustain and scale their projects. And so, like I said, we're really proud of these awardees. We're really excited to see the work that they do next. And we hope that in this celebration or this celebratory moment, we can learn more about what they're doing, how the funding has or how their project has progressed since maybe receiving the funding, and what their plans are and what they hope to achieve next in their project plan. And so here are our teams today. So we have our team from India. Let me just make sure I have everyone's uh, projects pulled up. So we have our AeroSun Dynamics and Bio-Lectra team from India. We have our FlowSafe team um, from Indonesia, and we have our Heal and GandiTalks team from the Philippines. So I'm excited to see everyone's work, and without further ado, we'll get started. So AeroSun Dynamics and Bio-Lectra team, feel free to start presenting.
Hi everyone, I am Manridham, presenting you project Bio-Lectra, sustainable electricity from liquid waste.
Hello everyone, I am Anvi. So let's start with our project and let's start with a simple but powerful question that is waste only waste or can waste become power? So we proudly present our project Fruit Waste to Electricity where waste becomes our future. Every day, the fruit waste is generated from houses, hotels, markets, and also in India, there is so much organic waste which goes in the landfill. So, what happens with this? Pollution is increased, methane gas is released, environment is damaged. So, we thought, why not convert this waste into something useful?
Then we have made this project which generate electricity from fruit waste. Fruit waste acts like an electrodes. We have used two different metals like copper and zinc. Chemical reactions happens and all the electrons flow. Electrons flow, then they will generate electricity. We have made multiple fruit units to connect voltage, and it can also power small devices.
So, this proves that even waste can generate energy. Now, this question arises that why we made this project. So the answer is to reduce waste, to promote renewable energy, and to show that small ideas can solve big problems. So, in today's time, energy crisis and pollution is a major issue. So, our project present it both. Project advantages are it is eco-friendly, low cost, renewable, easy to build, and pollution reduction. So, turning problem into solution. That is so. And today, we don't just present a project, we present a vision. A world where waste is not thrown but transformed. A world where energy is clean and sustainable. From fruit waste to future power. Remember, yesterday's waste can become today's future.
This
Awesome.
is a circuit diagram which we have made using this project. We can even charge this batteries using this project. Thank you.
This is awesome. Thank you so much, team. In the interest of time, we just will need to go to the next team. So I'm just going to move ahead a few slides. But if you all have any questions for our amazing students in India, please share your comments, share your um, questions or anything that you have for them related to their project in the chat box. Okay, so we have our next team from Indonesia. We have our FlowSafe team with their educator, Izuddin. So feel free to begin your presentation.
Okay. Tiga. Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. I am Muhammad Ainul.
I am Novi Norspa.
I am Muhammad Rifki Maulana.
And I'm Muhammad Reigi Farizi.
And we are Electricity Team SMKN 1 Paringin.
We come from Balangan Regency, South Kalimantan, Indonesia.
On this occasion, we would like to present our project, FlowSAFE, Flood Water Trigger Safety System for Electricity.
To begin, we have an essential question. How can monitoring flood water levels help protect household electrical system and send automatic notification?
And the background, this question is closely related to the condition in our area.
Balangan Regency in South Kalimantan is one of the regions that frequently experience flooding, especially in areas near rivers and lowlands.
Flooding is influenced by high rainfall and land use change such as mining, causing water levels to rise suddenly without clear warning.
These situations become dangerous because electricity is often still active during floods, which can lead to short circuit and electric shock.
We developed this tool based on the ADDIE model: analysis, design, development, implementation, and evaluation.
Based on the problem, we conducted the analysis tech and designed a system that can monitor rising water level and automatically cut off electricity to reduce rates.
In its development, we applied the research and development methods, improving existing systems to make them more efficient and useful.
After the system was complete, we implemented it directly in several houses located near the river.
Then, we carried out the evolution stage. We realized that FLOWSAFE still has some limitation, but we will continue to improve it in the future.
To understand how it works, here are the main principles of FLOWSAFE.
First, real-time water level detection using a non-contact ultrasonic sensor.
Second, automatic forward, disconnection, and restoration using a relay.
Third, local warning through an audio buzzer.
Fourth, remote monitoring and notification based on IoT via Blink and WhatsApp.
And finally, adjustable threshold settings based on user needs.
In the future, we plan to collaborate with various government institutions to support with their development and implementation of this system.
Through FLOWSAFE, we are not only creating a device but also providing a sense of safety for the community.
Because we believe technology should not only be innovative, but also meaningful and life-saving.
Together, through FLOWSAFE, we turn ideas into action to create a safer future. Thank you!
That was awesome. Thank you so much, FlowSafe team. If you guys have any questions or comments about their project or maybe some of their future developments, please go ahead and add them to the chat box. And thank you again, team. That was great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And for our final team from the Philippines, we have the HEAL and GandiTalks projects with their educator, Armando. So I believe it's Paolo. Paolo, you are welcome to start presenting.
Mabuhay everyone, I am Justin Michael C. Delgado and I am the project leader of HEAL. Along with me in creating this project are Paolo Banzuela, Kurt Relova, and Jamie Guiapal. We are from Los Baños, Laguna, Philippines, representing South Hill School Incorporated.
So HEAL. HEAL is a student-led digital project that helps school turn into climate learning spaces. It focuses on closing the gap between what students learn in class and what actually happens in real life. For example, while students study climate change, schools still send organic waste to landfills, which produces methane, a gas much stronger than carbon dioxide. HEAL addresses this by promoting awareness and action, helping students understand the real impact of waste and encouraging more sustainable practice in schools.
Additionally, HEAL installs a solar-powered enzymatic composting bioreactor with smart sensors and an Arduino microcontroller that track factors like temperature, moisture, pH, oxygen, and methane in real time. This data is then transmitted real time to a web-based dashboards, which is the Project Heal website. And this is where students logged in as eco-engineers and they are able to see the waste diverted, emissions avoided, water filtered, and vegetables grown, connecting cause and effect on screen and on site. Additionally, the system links three parts, composting up to 200 kilograms of organic waste per cycle into rich compost, a rainwater filtration unit, solar panels, powering sensors and data transmissions. And this model builds data literacy, system thinking, and technical skills while reducing waste, supporting school feeding programs and promoting community carbon farming that enables experiential learning that deepens environmental connection and enhances climate and sustainability education. And for the future plans of this project, we plan to use AI for designing and coding of the website. And we also plan to create an app with the help of artificial intelligence and make the website more interactive and accessible for everyone. And one lessons that we learned, or the most important lesson that we learned as we create this project, is that students don't need better textbooks. They need better tools. Thank you.
That was awesome. Thank you so much, team. If the audience has any questions or comments about our team from the Philippines, Project Heal, please share your questions or comments in the chat box. So those are some awesome presentations, and we'd love to now talk a little bit more with our students and just kind of have some conversations around your projects. So for everyone, we are curious to know, maybe we'll start with the question in blue, because I think those are questions that we don't necessarily take enough time out to figure out, to talk or think about any of the challenges that we faced throughout the process. So I would be curious to know, what was your team's greatest strength during any of the challenges that you may have faced throughout your project journey? So you guys can think about it. But if anybody would like to start, we'd love to know your response to this question. So I'm actually going to stop sharing my screen. And Jess, if you don't mind adding this question to the chat box so we can see it again, that would be great. So what was your team's greatest strength during any challenges that you may have faced? Any thoughts, any responses from any of our students or educators? This is the time for you guys to reflect too. FlowSafe team, I think I see somebody talking, but you guys are on mute, so you just have to unmute.
I want to answer your question. That
Okay.
was your team greatest strength during any challenge you face, right? I think my team greatest strength during any challenge is that we have the concept that we want to have the community that danger in areas like Balangan. As I can say that Balangan is often to flooding, and our family often to do it electricity. So we hope that our action can help that everyone in where place. And two, our strength is we have a system that really controllable, that we can also have a teacher to help when we have struggle. Maybe that greatest strength during any challenge we face.
That's so powerful. I'm sure everyone can probably agree that having the educator there is sort of your guide to help you with those challenges that you may not have been able to figure out on your own. It's very helpful to have. So that's awesome. And good for you guys to have such a helpful educator and just like a great team overall.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm. Any other teams? Anvi or Manridham? Do you all have any responses to this? Any strengths about your team?
Yes, ma'am. Our greatest, our team's greatest strength was teamwork and problem solving. Whenever we
Mm,
faced issues like low voltage or unstable outputs, we worked together, tested different ideas, and improved our model step by step. Good communications and not giving up helped us overcome every challenge. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing. Justine or Paolo? Sure. It looks like your hand is raised, Paolo, but you can just come off mute.
So for our greatest strength, I think it's turning ideas into action. We do not stop at learning about climate change only in books. We apply it in our systems. We make the impact visible, measurable. And I think that keeps people engaged. And yes, thank you.
For sure. I think having those aspects are really important. Justine?
In addition to what Paolo said, I think one of also a big strength while we are creating this project is that we are exploring, learning, and kept going despite some lapses we faced. We really didn't stop despite the challenges that we encountered while we are making the project. So I think for me, that's one that we can consider as strength for us for our project.
Mhm. Yeah, that's really important to have the strength to keep going. I'm sure everyone had a moment of almost maybe desperation where you're like, I don't know if I can keep going. And working in a team, I'm sure it's better than working alone on something so important. Because I'm sure everyone has those moments. I see a sudden nodding your head.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you
It,
have
it
any words or things to share?
yeah. I know that this is our collaboration with the student and it's really great because we have to face our problem in our community. That we say that flood is everywhere that we have to face. That's why that my student we assist from two teacher. I want to
Mm,
introduce you. My college is Swada. Maybe Swada you can uh,
yeah.
say hello to everyone. Uh, and you know that right now in Indonesia is around 9 p.m. So me and my student and my college have to be stay in school to get a better networking to see all of you right now. So that's
Mm,
why I say that this is our endurance to get the better works.
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing and really just for everyone to be here. I know that it's not easy to one just tackle such a big challenge that feels maybe a little and it could feel sometimes maybe a little unachievable, but
Yeah.
when you're again working together with the team, have a
Yep.
helpful facilitator like your teachers, the sky is almost the limit. And of course, is exactly like Azadin said, just having your endurance is like,
Yeah.
it keeps you going.
And I see that all of the students here from Philippines and India, they have great projects that I imagine that when I was young, maybe a few years ago, I can imagine how the world is going to be better when we have all of them right now. And then I know from Ciena Solution, we can go together and collaborate to create a better world tomorrow.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you for that. Let's see, any other comments? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share our next question. So for everyone, what is one small step that you would recommend for others who want to take care or better care of our planet? So based on each of your projects, which range from so many different perspectives, what is maybe one small recommendation that you would give to other people um, who want to make our planet a better place to reside or a better place to live? So we'll give you some time to think about that response, but maybe based off of your ideas or your projects, what is that one small step that someone can do? I'm gonna stop sharing. And Anvi, I see you have your hand raised. Go ahead and come off mute.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, actually, one small step for I recommend for others who want to take better care of our planet would be that, is to start using the fruit paste instead of throwing it away. For example, fruit peels and leftover fruit can be used to produce electricity, like we have presented in our project. So, this reduces the waste and also creates useful energy, helping both the environment and society. Thank you.
Thank you for that reminder. I need to hear that more often whenever I have banana peels or leftover fruit scraps. I always hear about people recomposting them for fruits and vegetables to make for the next round. So it's a very good small step that we can do. Justine?
Um, a small step that I would recommend for others to do is that start with one waste stream. What I mean by that is, in the context of our school, we stopped sending organic waste to landfills and put it into a compost bin first, even before the solar bioreactor. I highly recommend doing this because it doesn't require a lot of machinery or technology, just determination, discipline, and perseverance. Oh, and collaboration between students and educators. So that's my answer to the question.
Yes, that's such a good point. Collaboration is probably the most important because it takes, more than one person to kind of work together at it. Thank you for that. FlowSafe team?
Bisa dibuka Kak? In you or me? Okay, okay. One step that we recommend to the other to take care of our planet is the find the problem of your areas one, and two, you has to be search ideas to become the solution. After that we have ideas, we can together works to have a solution that take care of planet. Example, in our project we bringing concept to save people from the shock from electricity, and that can save our humanity too instead of
Mm,
planet in our planet. Also, I think that a better one step that we just not waste electricity that and when we waste electricity that can you apa namanya that waste electricity that we uh, apa buang-buang fossil that can I can speak it. I have a problem with English.
that's okay.
Sorry.
And whatever language that makes sense for you, or however it's okay. Or if you want to share it in the chat box, that's okay too.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Yes. Thank you for that. Thank you. Yes, your English is great. You guys are doing excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Anyone else have any other comments about this question? Well, you all have some great recommendations that we'd love to, hopefully share with others that are watching this, will be watching this recording or watching live. Novi, I see that you have your hand raised. You're welcome to come off of mute.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sada. I'm a teacher of my team is electricity team SMKN 1 Paringin, Vocational High School SMKN 1 Paringin. I would to answer a question for the AeroSun team in India. I greatly appreciated your efforts in developing solution to monitor and address all air pollution, especially in highly polluted environment like Delhi. I would like to ask how scalable is your solution for implementation in other cities facing similar pollution challenge? Additionally, what are the main limitations of your current system and how do you plan to improve it in the future? Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So that question was for the team in India. Anvi or Mandarim, let us know if you need Suhada to repeat it.
Yes, can you please repeat?
Suhada, do you mind repeating your question?
Okay. I would like to ask how scalable is your solution for implementation in other cities facing similar pollution challenges? Additionally, what are the main limitations of your current system and how do you plan to improve it in the future? Thank you.
Anvi or Mandarim, do you have, I see Mandarim, you're
By
unmute.
air purifier, we can purify the air that is very bad in Delhi, and
Actually, sir, that project was made by some other student, and the student is not present right now. Anvi can answer. Anvi, kindly unmute yourself and please answer the question.
I'm so sorry, but could you type your question in the chat box as I'm not able to listen your voice because it's cracking.
Suhada, would you be able to add your question to the
Yes.
chat box? Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for your clear explanation. It's impressive to see how you consider both scalability and system improvement. Your approach shows strong potential for broader impact. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. So this is a great segue. Do any other teams have any, or teachers even have any questions for other teams on the panel?
Okay.
FlowSafe team, I see you have your hand raised.
You need the out the AeroSun India. Okay. To the AeroSun, AeroSun India, I want to ask something. I greatly appreciate your efforts in developing solutions to address air pollution, especially in highly polluted environment like Delhi. I want to ask. I want to ask. Why you not using apa namanya apa sih dia CO apa CO carbon monoxide
Yes.
sensor.
Carbon monoxide.
Yes, that in India, I think in Delhi, of course, that pollution is from vehicle, right? Yes, I think it's one of condition. In when you use, I recommend that you use carbon monoxide sensor that can help your project. I think It's my question.
So that was the question for the India team. Anvi or Mandarim or even Tanu, would either of you be able to answer that question? And it might also be helpful, FlowSafe team, if you can maybe type the question in the chat box so that they could read it. That could be helpful too. Justine or Paolo, do you all have any questions for any other teams?
Okay. Can I ask some question to India team because it's really interesting because we have the same background. My student is come from electricity measuring engineering, and then that's why they are really excited to ask some question to the team. And we know that in Asia, generally, the resources for the electricity come from fossil, and I just want to get could you please describe in India how electricity come from fossil, maybe so, or maybe renewable energy? How could you please tell us about the renewable energy in India?
Anvi or Mandarim or Tanu, are you able to respond to that question?
Yes, sir. We are using solar panels for it. We are using wind energy for it. This is the renewable source of energy which we are using. We have solar panels in our schools, and we have solar inverters also in India that has been installed, and which are used in large scale. And our government is also promoting solar energy, solar power, so that we can use maximum renewable source of energy.
Okay, it's awesome.
And with our projects, we are using waste material or the waste food products which we are using. We are using the waste left over from the home, or from or the waste that is left in market, uh, which fruit or vegetable is not in use. So we are producing electricity using that also. And after that, we just convert it into the juices, and the leftover part is converted into a compost, so that the farmers can use that compost for the further fertilization and etc.
Yeah, awesome. So your student is collected the waste food from their home and then bring to your school, and then they create the project.
Yes, sure. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
They're collecting from the market also,
Mm.
collecting from the market also, from some ready walas, or we can say which is leftover fruit and vegetable.
So you have like a store to collect the waste food from your student, or maybe you have another place to collect the waste food.
Right now, sir, we have just made the prototype and we are working on it. So right now, our students are just bringing the fruits and vegetables. But in future, we are trying to implement it at a higher level.
Okay.
So then we will have more people in the team. They will be working, and they will
Yeah.
be processing that fruit. They will be processing that vegetables and fruits, and that will be converted into juices, and then we will produce the electricity. Right now, we are producing the electricity, and we are using it to charge the mobile also. We are using it to run charge the batteries also, which are being used in ATL. We have Atal Tinkering Lab in our school, and we are using those batteries by charging from this electricity which we are producing.
Great project.
Actually, for air purifier one, my other student was working on it, and he is not present right here, and so we are unable to answer about it in much detail.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that question, Izuddin, and thank you for the responses, team from India. Oh, Anvi, I see you have your hand raised. Did you want to add something?
Excuse me, ma'am. So I just read the question given in the chat box. Now I understood what sir was saying. So I want to answer it that although the vehicles in the Delhi release the carbon monoxide, and in our fruit waste to electricity project, we focused on generating the energy from waste, and we have used an air purifier to improve air quality instead of measuring the carbon monoxide level. So this approach was simpler and also safer for a student project. And as we are just a student, we are at a student level, so it will help. So it will help for the practicals, so for that reason, we didn't use that more or higher level.
Awesome. Thank you for the response,
And
Anvi, and thank you
overall,
for the question.
carbon monoxide is the harmful gas. So right now we are not working. We are not working on that type of project for our students. We don't want to risk their life.
Yeah, just gotta be careful. Yes, thank you so much for that insightful discussion. It's nice to see the similarities from each of the projects and how you guys can even interact and like share some ideas or knowledge.
So
Um,
FlowSafe project is also very awesome. I just want to ask, so have you implemented that project in your city, in your country? And you have used ultrasonic sensor for it, right? And you have used relay for it. So have you tested it?
Oh, okay, okay. Uh, let me explain. Okay. Uh, Before we implemented, we also tested and 30 times to test use apa namanya tadi ultrasonic sensors, and we implemented our city that have 4 location the near river, the host in the near river. Yes, uh, in our PBTX that we apa namanya we show that for place one is in Paringin, one is our capital city, and 3 of the other is on the village, their village. Yes, that apa namanya in corner of Balangan that government that not used to see that problem here. Thank you for your question.
Is that project similar to the water tank full one? We get the alert for it. Not that water tank is full. Is that project similar to that?
Yes, yeah, it's really similar to that, but it's to the electrical cut. We using that apa namanya apa sih? Using that concept, and we cut off electricity with that concept too. When the water high or rise, that we cut the electricity. Yes, like you said.
So you get email alert or SMS alert. What type of
Oh
alert
yes.
system you have used for it?
We have 3 SMS that are one is WhatsApp in WhatsApp, 2 in Blink, and 3 in Telegram. That 3 application we use for our the 3 this application have some apa namanya benefits. So like WhatsApp has most user in Indonesia in chat. Is Telegram that free and IoT that really measuring real time.
Okay.
Uh,
So what kind of SIM you are using for it? Because mainly 2G works for these type of applications, na 2G SIM. So we have 5G right now, 5G and 4G. What is there in your country? It is 4G or 5G? Because you
we
are using WhatsApp, means you are using SIM module also, GSM module also.
we have SP32 module that we use. And if you know that Indonesia has a bad port, yes, it's the slowest in the Southeast Asian, if I not wrong. Yeah, same with you. Uh, we use only 4G in our areas that we don't have any 5Gs right now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
thank you too.
Thank you.
Thank you too. We really appreciate that. Any other question?
I just asked because you can have some more improvements in your projects, and that will be more much more suitable for you. That's why I am asking.
Thank
Okay.
you, Miss Tanu.
Thank you. Thank you for that. That was a great discussion. And I'm sure you all can see a lot of overlap between your projects. And this is what this conversation is for. This platform is for, to get ideas from each other. So that was awesome to experience. Thank you so much for being willing to share. Um, any other questions or thoughts before we move on? I'm going to share my screen again in the meantime. Are there any questions? And if not, we'll take some questions from the audience. So if there are anyone in the audience that would like to ask a question to any of the panelists, feel free to ask now.
Okay. For Health Philippines, what difficulties did you face during the process of developing your project, and how did you overcome them? Thank you.
Thank you. So that was a question for the team in the Philippines. Any challenges, greatest challenges that you experienced? I think that's what the question was.
Will it be okay if they repeat the question or type it on the chat box?
Drop di comment, Rosa.
This difficulties. What difficulties did you face during the process of developing your project, and how did you overcome them?
We send in the chat box.
So with regards to the challenges or obstacles we face while we create this project, I think one of the biggest challenge we face is that we have no background in creating like a website or whatsoever. So like it's our first time. We started from scratch. We have to learn everything one step at a time. And it was a process that requires time. It cannot be done overnight. So, but at the end of the day, it was worth it because aside from learning how to create a website, we found it great because we learn and we help and we can further improve it in the upcoming years because yeah.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for that. Thank you for that,
Appreciate.
Justine. And that was a great question from the FlowSafe team. Any other questions from any other teams? We have one question that did come in. This is for all the teams. So, what was the most exciting or proud moment that your team had while working on your project? So, this is for all teams. What was the most exciting or the most proud moment that you may have had with your project or with your team working on your project? I'm sure there's so many. You guys have a lot to celebrate.
Okay, the really exciting thing. And when we worked the where project, when I was apa namanya fall from the river when we tested, and uh, we really celebrate. And when were system that really can useful for community, that some villagers say that they really thank you for us that have these ideas that are really a good thing that we when that happened, that when we work my were projects. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Maybe team from India. What was the most exciting or proud moment your team had while working on your project? Or the team from the Philippines, if you all have a response. Sure, Anvi, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. So the most exciting and the proudest moment was when our setup successfully generated the electricity from the fruit waste and worked along with the air purifier, which shows that our idea could both produce energy and contribute to a cleaner environment. And also, it made all our effort feel truly worthwhile. Thank you.
Thank you, Anvi. Anyone else? Justine or Paolo? Any proud moments that you all can think of? Oh, it looks like Justine shared the comment in the chat box, but I'll go ahead and read it. So for Heal, it is when we successfully launched the website and witnessed that everything is working. It inspired us to improve the project more. So that was their most proud moment. And I'm sure you all can probably agree with the feeling like, okay, something is going well. If everything was maybe crashing down, if one thing went well, you can kind of see, the project improving overall. So that's a proud moment for sure. You all can keep asking questions in the comment in the chat box. We are actually going to move on to our closing remarks. But before we do, I just want to thank all of the students and the educators for participating in this discussion. It's not often that we get to have a global exchange like this. And so this exchange has been really powerful. And I hope that everyone has been able to learn more about your projects. And so thank you again, all to the students for your great work. Oh, Izuddin, it looks like you have your hand raised. Go ahead.
Okay. I just want to say thank you for all of the team because we have a great works, great project, especially for our friends from India. The Educator is really great, awesome, because their project is so useful for the community, and the team from Philippines. It is really awesome, and I hope that we can continuing our projects, and then supporting by Ciena Solution. I think it's really possible for the great work for tomorrow. Maybe Swada, you want to share about your closing?
Yeah, I think that our project team is sustainability from the project, the other team or the project, that this is this is the occasion for the second experience for our team to follow the Ciena Solutions and YouthMADE Festival. And I have happy for the meet the team, the great team from the India, from the Philippines. That how uh, we are we are come from inside for your team, and the ideas for the team for my team is that our important for the future for the project my team. That's it.
Mhm. Thank you so much, Sahada.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and share our screen. And we have Jess who's going to share some remarks about community awards.
Yes, thank you, Carissa. And hi, everyone. So we're about to wrap up, and before we do that, we definitely want to share some important announcements. If you didn't know, so after the YouthMade Festival, we have something called YouthMade Community Awards. So this is basically where we have the students, educators, community members, family members nominate students by giving them kudos. Kudos are basically compliments or praises because obviously y'all need to be continue to be celebrated, and we want to give the opportunity for other folks to give you kudos. And by doing this, there is a form that we're about to put in the chat. And in this form, it should take only a couple minutes. And what community members, students, educators, if you want to nominate a student who presented during the YouthMate Festival, you will fill out this form and you will just include anything that you want to congratulate them, you want to continue celebrating them, things that you're proud of what they've accomplished. And after that, we ask you that you complete this by May 19th, which is the end of the YouthMate Festival. We will look at all the nominations and we'll compile them all together and we will publish you and we will also nominate you with a community award. So definitely recommend that. Share that with your family members. We will be sending this recording out. That way they can watch your presentations. It only takes a few minutes. And if you have any questions about the community awards, feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to help you. But definitely want to continue celebrating y'all. So share this forum with your community members, with your friends, family members, educators as well. You're welcome to nominate your students. Students, if you have peers that you want to nominate as well, you're welcome to use this form too. And that form is also in the chat. And lastly, again, as Carissa has already mentioned, we want to thank y'all so much for taking the time to be here. I know it's different time zones for everyone. It's currently early morning for me, but I know it's late for a lot of you as well. So it means a lot. And we want to continue the celebration. We have more panels happening next week. If you're able to, we recommend y'all to register for them to see other amazing panels present on their projects. We have one coming up May 12th, May 13th, and May 14th. And we're going to share the link to our YouthMade directory as well as our programs panel if you want to look directly at the teams who will be presenting. And then if you have any highlights to share from today, so if you have an Instagram or a LinkedIn or a Facebook, please feel free to tag us or use the hashtag Ciena Challenge or hashtag YouthMade. You're welcome to follow us at YouthMade Festival on Instagram as well. We love to see your posts. We love to also share them. So feel free to share them with us and we'll be sure to mention y'all on our pages. And again, thank y'all so much. I know we're at time, but we cannot express how grateful we are and how proud of everyone. Everyone did such an amazing job today. So really, really excited to see where your projects go from here on out. And we hope to see you at our next panel. Thank y'all so much for being here. Really, really appreciate y'all.